What did they say that the intelligence quotient or IQ has to do with human race? Did they say that the intelligence quotient or IQ vary with human race? Is the black the least intelligent and the white the most intelligent? Ladies and gentlemen, many people have lived and died with the mythology that the intelligence quotient or IQ for short differ greatly between the human race. There are people who are alive today who do not know that the story that black have the lowest IQ or intelligence quotient, brown people have intermediate level IQ, and the whites have the highest IQ is a myth or a tale or a saga. You can call it the IQ saga. Many people do not know that it is not true that IQ or intelligence quotient or intelligence vary considerably among people just because they have black skin, brown skin, or white skin. Look, level of intelligence does not vary with the color of their eyes, hair, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, take note of the fact that race is just a mere social construct. Look, Africans could just get up today and say that because they are the very darkest of all human race, they are the best human beings. Likewise, the Asians, Europeans, and the Americans can just get up any day and say that because of their body color, the size of their eyes, eye color, or whatever, they are the best human beings. But note that no matter how and why unscrupulous or crooked people try to use scientific methods to back up such claims, the reality, and for that matter, the truth will remain that unscientific ideologies will remain unscientific. Did you know? Discussions, debates, arguments of a supposed relationship, link, connection, correlation, or association between the socially constructed human race and intelligence levels of human beings, in addition to purported genetic differences in intelligence levels along racial lines, have gone on for centuries. Such discourses have reportedly showed up in popular science platforms as well as in academic research right from the time when the contemporary idea, notion, concept, perception, thought, or impression of race was first announced or introduced into the system. Ladies and gentlemen, tremendous amount of research works have been done on the subject or the topic over the years. So far, there is no single scientific evidence that the average intelligence quotient or IQ scores of different human population groups can be attributed by anybody, black or brown or white, to genetic variations or differences between those human population groups studied. So far, there is no single scientific evidence that the average intelligence quotient or IQ scores of different human population groups can be attributed by anybody, black, brown, or white, to genetic variations or differences between those human population groups studied. Various authorities have rather been able to establish the fact that so far, growing evidence points to the fact that it is environmental factors instead of genetic ones which do explain the racial intelligence quotient or IQ gap observed around the globe. Did you know? Somewhere in the year 1996, a task force a task force investigation on intelligence, which was funded or financed by the American Psychological Association, concluded that there were considerable differences in IQ across races. Nevertheless, a systematic analysis which was conducted by William Dickens and James Flynn 10 years later on, and for that matter, in the year 2006, demonstrated the IQ or intelligence quotient gap between Black Americans and white Americans to have closed greatly or significantly or dramatically during the period between 1972 and 2002. That is about 3 decades or 30 years. What is the implication of this observation? The findings of William Dickens and James Flynn suggest that the constancy of the black-white IQ gap is a myth. It is not real, it is not natural. It is a man-made ideology, not genetics. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue of assessing and establishing the causes underlying racial variation in IQ or intelligence quotients and other things has been explored to a large extent as a definitive question of nature versus nurture. You can explore the research works of one Alan S. Kaufman and Nathan Brody, for example, for some more information on the subject. Various scientists have indicated that there are inadequate, insufficient, or unsatisfactory data for anyone to fall on to draw a conclusion that the black-white gap in intelligence quotient or IQ and some other things is due to genetic factors, influences, effect, or impact. Various researchers such as one Dickens and his co-worker by name Flynn contended more possibly that their own research findings disprove or refute the likelihood, probability, or possibility of a genetic source, origin, or basis of the gap which people have observed between whites and blacks. They concluded that the environment has been responsible for observed differences, not genetics, as many people have been made to believe through wrong indoctrination, brainwashing, propaganda, or mind and heart programming. You must do well to begin to deprogram yourself from such falsehood now and help many people, especially the youth and younger generation, to do same. Did you know a review scientific research article which was published in the year 2012 through the admirable efforts of principal or leading scholars on the subject of human intelligence drew a comparable or similar conclusion after going over or reading or reviewing or studying the prior research literature that group differences in intelligence quotient or IQ are best understood as environmental in source, origin, or basis. Furthermore, not long ago, one geneticist and neuroscientist called Kevin Michel established on the foundation or basis of fundamental or basic or simple but key principles of the field of population genetics that systematic genetic differences in intelligence between large, ancient, populations are inherently and deeply implausible. Ladies and gentlemen, the IQ test, which you see online and in the social media, started with one Alfred Binet, who lived from the year 1859 to 1911. Binet started his research work on the measurement of intelligence of human beings without realizing the kind of Pandora's box which his research work and findings were going to unlock. Through his research work, what is called the Binet scale was created. Later on, the Binet scale was revised or modified or transformed by one German called Louis William Stern and retitled or renamed the Intelligence Quotient or IQ for short. From that time forward, human beings were assigned a quantitative and, for that matter, an objective technique, method, or procedure of gauging intelligence. Did you know various authorities have indicated that Binet's original intention for his test was for it to be used as a rough guide for recognizing madly retarded and learning disabled kids, with the expectation of managing these kids' unique training to improve or enhance their mental capability. Unfortunately, Goddard, Thurman, Yerkes, and so many other scientists saw this novel test as a way of classifying human beings into inferior and superior individuals, and that those adjudged inferior individuals needed to be controlled, regulated, delimited, and most importantly, disallowed, prevented, banned, or forbidden from reproducing. Can you imagine that? And did you know many of the likes of Goddard, Thurman, and Yerkes went right on to use their data to formulate, create, or develop a hereditary theory of intelligence quotient or IQ which depended basically, primarily, or principally on what is called within and between group heredity. What does that mean? It means that they would try and identify or detect or find an estimate of heritability within a single human population, and then go right on to conclude that that similarity or likeness or comparison within that group also elucidates, explains, interprets, or clarifies the common variations or differences between groups. Ladies and gentlemen, experts say that it was these unfortunate assumptions which became a tradition and created or caused one of the worst issues or problems which humanity is still encountering. That is, human beings now got quantitative data to support racism, discrimination, and therefore the slave trade, among other things. And what do you think happened afterwards? The demons unleashed from the box and scattered even to the extent of reaching the religious hearts and minds. Yes, the demons of racism unleashed from the box, the Pandora's box, and scattered even to the extent of reaching the religious hearts and minds. And blacks were described both by the religious and atheists as not being human beings enough. Yes, blacks were described by both the religious and atheists as not being human beings or humans enough. Can you imagine that? Anyway, the reality is that IQ is not genetic in nature or does not have genetic backing and does not vary with complexion. Mere complexion. Great, gratitude, enjoy, joy, yay.